Hey everyone, it's Mopar Keith here at Noel Automotive, and we're going to do a little showcase and video on this 1961 Colorado State Patrol car. So this is a 1961 Plymouth Pursuit. It's a 361 with a push button transmission. So we're going to just go around and I'll show you some of the things that we had to do to the car to get it back into shape. We'll just start on this side right off the bat. So we had to find the original style wheels with this clip, and we still haven't found the hubcaps that go on it. We have one hubcap, but these clips right here on a 15-inch wheel, so that's the original style wheel that the car was born with. We're waiting on a lens for the inside of this. So yep, Jerome's in there, so he's going to help us out. So we have a lens that goes there. That's supposed to be a red lens. And we'll just walk around the engine here. So when the car came in, it did not run, it did not have brakes. So we had to put a new fuel system on it, tank and lines and fuel pump, and then rebuild the carburetor. Let's take a look at the engine here. So this is an original Colorado State Patrol car that's been documented. You can see the high output alternator, it's an alternator, I guess. So the alternator that this car was born with, and this is the original 361 engine, and it's a little hard to see, but we're going to pull it outside here in a little bit. But this is gold in color, but it is the original 361 B block. Here's the voltage regulator and power drum brakes. So on these police cars, they were offered with 12-inch drum brakes. So this is basically like just a muscle car, or like a Roadrunner before they had Roadrunners. So this one's a two-door post. And there's the fender tag. Pause to read if you want to. All right, so the other things that we were tasked with doing is reinstalling the polished chrome and making sure that everything we can get to work, make it work. Chris did all the bright work and installed the headlight bezels, and then Chris was also tasked with trying to polish out the paint. So we believe this car to have original paint except for the doors. Now this has a door placard, and we are waiting for that, and it's been commissioned, officially commissioned by the Colorado State Patrol to do a door placard, and so we're supposed to be getting that any day.
All right, so we've got the placards made. These were authorized by the Colorado State Patrol. This is the iconic placard that they ran for several years. Let's go look at a picture on the computer, and I'll show you. Trying to get this measured out, get it just right. Also, the door has some scratches on it where it looks like maybe the decal was peeled off or scraped off. So we're trying to get it just right. All right, so the best picture I found is this one right here. It's pretty much the exact car. So I'm trying to base that off of where the wings are compared to the door handle, and the edge of it compared to the door handle and the vent window. So that's the best that I got right there. All right, so I'll read a little bit from this that explains the door placard. In 1960, the Colorado State Patrol adopted the door emblem, which remained on the car for 35 years. It was a replica of the hat ornament, a motorcycle tire with a wing design. The flying wheel door emblem was designed by Captain Yaki. In 1965, the patrol replaced the torpedo red siren light combination on the patrol cars with a double light system. So you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but right there, it's the same siren that we have on the car now. So we're just trying to be as accurate as we can, since this is a actual State Patrol car.
Now you can see the difference between the fender and the roof and the hood to the door. So at some point this may have had a black door. It's really hard to say, but we've seen a lot of pictures, but you can tell that the door has been repainted. It's just a different color white. So here's that other wheel here, and we found the right wheels. We sandblasted and Chris painted them. So brand new tires on there. Go ahead and turn the spotlight on, Jerome. So this is the clear spotlight. So, and as you can see, it fully functions, it moves and everything. Yep. Yep. Now we are trying to find out what went here, what kind of antenna went here on the corners. We're not quite sure yet. So let's go ahead and look at the lights. So we're going through and always checking the lights. So let's see the lights and the parking lights. So there's the parking lights and then the headlights. So low beam is good and then high beam. So as you can expect, an old-timey car with old yellow headlights. So there's your left turn and your right turn, and let's hear that horn. So just a plain old American horn on there. All right, so here's the deal. We have a really nicely restored, this is an original style siren and lights on there. So let's go ahead and see the lights first, Jerome. So there's the front light, and Chris, if you show the back has actually got a flasher in it. So that's meant to flash. All right, so go ahead and hit the siren a little bit. Alright, so you can imagine that is just a momentary switch and is extremely loud. So we'll just run it for just a second there, and that's all you need to know. Alright, so two-door post. Once again, Chris did the stainless back here. Tried to polish out the paint the best as we can. So we got tail lights, Jerome. We got a license plate light. You can see that shining there. So there's an original Colorado plate. Left turn, right turn, and your brake lights, and then push button on the reverse. So we've got reverse lights. So there we go. All the lights are working good. Now we did just recently find a tail or a trunk panel chrome. A guy in Colorado or Western Nebraska has some chrome. We've been looking for this piece for a long time, and we haven't found. Now we haven't laid eyes on it, and we have a really grainy picture of it, but it looks like we're going to get the original stainless steel trim for the back here. So one thing that's super unique, check out the script on that Plymouth insignia. So that is extremely cool. And then also Greg has procured a whip antenna. Now I'm not sure exactly what it looks like, and maybe it doesn't even have the same bolt configuration, but he does have a whip antenna. So we have a Colorado State Patrol meet like late September, and so we're going to have the whip antenna on it, we're going to have the other lens for the other spotlight, and then we're going to have the door placard on it. So it should be good. Now Jerome, go ahead and fire this thing up and we'll listen to it here. So it's just got a really good big block sound. Oh, the other thing that we had to do too is we took it to the local muffler shop and they put dual exhaust on it. So it's some nice Hemi style mufflers. Let's check out this engine, Chris. So once again, we didn't do a whole lot under here. This engine was pretty good. We did rebuild the carburetor and a new fuel pump and fuel system. So, all right, go ahead and shut it off, Jerome. Pause it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior here. Now, we're expecting that it came with a rubber floor mat, but we're not quite sure, and I'm not quite sure what the owner's intentions are right now, but I think he would like to put the body plugs in it and put an original style rubber floor mat on it. Now you can see it's got some damage here, and it's got some old tape that's on it. And if I were a betting man, I'd say this seat's probably been recovered. You can imagine the wear and tear that this thing would take. So you can also notice that it's got like a 60-40 split bench. So here's the switch. Now obviously these aren't original switches, but Jerome made this plate here, and we've got a momentary switch and then the flasher switch, and we've got what we expect right here. This is probably where the CB microphone went. So the mic went there, and then we've also got a hole in the floor here, so we're wondering if there was like some kind of mount for the CB radio. And then also back here, check this out. So you can imagine the seat belts in this thing. Obviously, I don't know if those are factory or not, probably not, because back then these cars didn't even come with seat belts. But there is the seat belt mount that I'm sure these patrol officers had to have some kind of seat belt in there. So you can see that. and then there's one on the other side too. So you can see that right over there. So we've got seat belt mounts. So, and then there's no real indication that there was bars or a cage or anything in this. So I doubt this thing was really responsible for hauling criminals or prisoners or anything like that. But it's an actual Colorado State Patrol car, 1961, and this car is absolutely rust-free. Like, the extent of the rust is just merely this this surface rust right here on the floor, and that's not even flaky. It's just kind of like some surface rust. And then we'll show the bottom of the car later, but this car is just 100% rust-free. So anyway, that's kind of an overview of this car. Waiting on some hubcaps, but until we get the right hubcaps, these are going to be just fine, just showing the open wheel. Waiting for a spotlight lens and the door placards and a whip antenna. So that's it. We'll get it up on the hoist and show you what it looks like underneath. Alright, so out of all the decals I do for these muscle cars, we've also done some service truck decals too, but these are by far the easiest. So layout, measurements, both sides match. Here we go. So everything's been really cleaned well. Get some soapy water on there, and this application gel. You could use one or the other or both. I usually use both. Makes it really slide easy. Just keep it well lubricated there. And the next is to peel the backer off. And keeping my hands kind of greasy here so they don't stick to anything. Go about halfway here. It would be disastrous if the decal folded up on itself and stuck to itself. It would absolutely ruin it. That all lubed up. So the backer's already measured out. Slap that on there. Make sure we're still in place. Give it, stand back and look at it one more time. I like it, so I usually try to just start in the middle. Work my way out. Using pretty decent pressure. I don't want any air bubbles in that, so try to force any air bubbles and all the water out. So the exact number of surviving cars is unknown. You know, most of these cars got sold at auction and then parted out or driven until they're just absolutely junk. Somehow this one survived. This one really survived too, because we're talking original paint, and this thing is completely rust free. There's zero rust on this car, so it's had a pampered life for sure. So this will be going to the Colorado State Patrol squad car meet here in 2 weeks. And hopefully it makes a pretty good impact. So, all right, the owner, Greg, is super excited about this. And yeah, with all the lights and everything, and the car's history is fairly well known, I guess. So
Get this tape off, dry it for a little bit. Like I said before, we tried to measure it out with those pictures, and we've got some scratches and stuff in it, so tried to cover that up, but at the same time I really want the placement to look like an original. And then there's some discrepancy on what car number they're going to put on this, so the car number will go right down there. All right, here we go. Kind of pulling backward on it. I don't want it to just pull out. I don't want to lift it off the car, so just kind of pulling backward. Making sure everything sticks as I pull the backer off of it. So yeah, there's that motorcycle tire. This is also reflective too, so as soon as I get this on, we're gonna pull it out. It's sun is just coming up here in Iowa, and if I get going here, I can get it outside while there's still a little bit of dark out. And I'll take some pictures of it, take some video of it. All right.